Guys, say hi YouTube. Hi YouTube. All right, here's the deal. I'm gonna show you guys how to play a really OP build for lab farming, because all you have to do is give people boons, and then when you give them boons, you get credit when they kill things, so that you get the bag drops and you get the EXP and everything. So yeah, how do you do this? Well, a good thing that you asked. So here's the build. Basically, your gear doesn't matter. I recommend running something that doesn't have that much power, because one of the etiquette things in like lab farm is you don't want to have too much power or like precision and all that kind of stuff, because you actually want the mobs to die really slowly, because they're really squishy and they don't scale based off of people. So just run anything. I'm just using my very standard heal Herald setup, so it's like a lot of givers, minstrels, that kind of thing. The only important thing is make sure you have a short bow, because short bow is really great because your short bow auto attack will pew pew things and it gives you range, and it will also explode, so it'll hit multiple targets. And then also short bow 4 is really nice because it's an AoE pulsing field. So you can put them down in front of the doors and then it'll just pulse, and you'll get a lot of credit just in case the people that you gave boons to, like maybe they AFK'd or something, and then you like miss the stuff. So this is kind of nice. One thing here is I have like, again, this is my heal Herald setup, so I would recommend if you want to, you can get the stamina one. This will give you like a bunch of dodges and everything. So like if you're falling behind because you got crippled or like you lost swiftness, which shouldn't be happening because you're playing Herald, but whatever it's called, you can use this to just keep on dodging over and over again. And then also fire. So sigil fire is really great because it gives you more like ability to tag stuff. But again, it's not necessary because you can just give other people boons and you can make other people tag stuff, and that's great. Another thing that I would recommend is bring Relic of Speed. So this is from the core relics and everything. It's under, I believe, survival. This will make you go really fast. It's really nice. So you should take that one too. All right, as for the actual gear, the actual traits and stuff. This doesn't really matter. Honestly, I have a couple of suggestions. Again, this is mostly taken just from my heal Herald build, but I think the most important ones is first this trait right here, because this will increase your movement speed for each uptick you have or upkeep that you have. And the really interesting part about this is that it stacks additively with swiftness. So just like quick kind of derail and summary about like why that's important is because if you look at other traits where it says 25% increased movement speed, or if you look at like some signets, they'll give you 25% increased movement speed. Those actually do not stack with swiftness. So swiftness will always give you 33% increased movement speed. That means that you would be getting either 25% or 33%. It is not 25% plus 33%. The exception is this trait. So for example, if I turn on a bunch of facets right now, you can see that I have 6 stacks of rising momentum, which gives me 30% bonus movement speed. This then stacks with the 66%. So that means that you have 30 plus 66%, which will bring you to the maximum cap, which I believe is 100% increased movement speed. So this one is really nice just to make sure that you're always at the front of the train so that you can like give boons to people that are actually like tagging things. So that's one really important thing. The other thing I want to bring up here is this depends on how much effort you want to put into stuff. You can change off of this trait because this will give you might anytime you apply other boons. So for example, if you give regeneration, you also give might. If you give swiftness, you also give might. If you give fury, you also give might. So this is, as you can imagine, in like a regular heal Herald build, that's like really good. When you're trying to keep damage low so a lot of people can tag mobs, especially if the train is really big and there's a really big tail, not so good. But at the same time, a lot of lab farming groups will also be doing the boss stores, and having a fast ramp up time of might will make those boss stores typically die a lot faster. So if you wanted to, you could like maybe toggle between this one. I think like the other ones are like fine, you can use either of them, but yeah, I just keep this one on because of like laziness and stuff. And then lastly, the important trait is this one. It gives you quickness whenever you have upkeep more than 6, and this is again really nice for boss stores because it makes people do more damage, so then you're spending less time just sitting there auto attacking a target and not getting any bags. Yeah, so that's basically this build. My recommendation is when you're running around, turn on your 6th skill and your what's it called, facet of element skill. This will keep up swiftness and regeneration, so that means that it will help heal people, keep them alive, and it will also give them swiftness, and as you can see, it's also giving might at the same time. And basically just wiggle around so that you can give people boons when you're in their proximity. So you can see this random guy here in Lion's Arch who has like no idea who I am and probably thinks that I'm kind of weird. yeah, look, he's got boons now. So if he were to kill anyone else, I would get credit for it. And then same thing if I just happen to wander next to this person. They will now get the boons too. So when they kill things, I will also get credit for the things that they kill. So basically throughout the entire lab farm, all you're doing is you're running around, you're wiggling so that you can get in close proximity with a lot of other people, and then you can give them boons, and anytime they kill stuff, congratulations, you get the loot too. Yeah, that's kind of like how this build functions. But now I kind of want to like talk about some other lab farming details that are kind of good to know. So one of the big things is how to maximize your magic find and what's it called? Your EXP gain. Because speaking personally, I actually don't really need the money from lab farm, but I really need the spirit shards because I am really poor on spirit shards, and I'm trying to go for all of these arene facets, and each of these facets costs 100 spirit shards, so I'm kind of dying right now. So important thing here is basically there are certain types of food and there's certain types of boosters that will give you a lot of EXP gain. So off the top of my head, I'll just list them. Hopefully I don't miss all of them. Other people can chime in here. But guild experiences. This is really good. Go to your guild hall, get that one. And then I would also recommend experience booster. So you can either get these from the laurels, or if you have the candy corn gobbler, you can like basically transform candy corn into a wide variety of different boosts. So you can do that if you have the time. I would also recommend the snowflake gobbler because that gives you this thing, which also, as you can see, gives you experience from kills. And then I would also make sure you have the well-rested buff. So this is either camping out in Arborstone or in the Wizard's Tower. And you have to be there for 4 hours consecutively, and then after that you'll get the well-rested buff, which also lasts for 4 hours. Nice part here though is that you can use a chair, and if you're in a chair, it will actually increase the amount of time again. So you can see here, I'm just gonna mouse over it. You're gonna see this time slowly tick upwards instead of downwards. So if there's ever like any downtime when you're like, your train's taking a break or whatever it's called, and you've been degen farming for 4 hours and your buff is almost out, you can just rest in a chair and it will increase that back again. Another big thing is you can have an EXP booster on here. So I should probably do that actually, but you can have an EXP enrichment slot. That's also a really great thing. Another lesser known one is this thing right here. These are the New Year fireworks. There's 4 different variants of them, so just choose whichever one is cheapest at the time. And a trick for applying these really quickly is you can get on a mount, and then you can just keep on clicking them over and over again, and it will stack up to 2 hours. So as you can see, if you don't stack on a mount, you'll have to unequip and then turn it on again. Otherwise, you'll get the notification that you're already holding something right there. So again, if you just mount up and then just like click it a bunch, it'll just keep on stacking it and stuff. One more is the Setung Province one. So if you go down here all the way down to Setung Province, right here at the Jade Monastery at the training grounds, if you do this heart, it will also give you an EXP buff. So that is really nice. So yeah. Those are the ones off the top of my head. If you have banners available, so like the hero banners and like the spirit banners, those will also give you a lot of buffs. I feel like if I forget anything else, I'll just go back and I'll cut and be like, haha, magic video editing cut. And then I'll like chime in with some more stuff. Oh, I forgot! Celebration bonus. You should probably do this too, because that, I just realized I kept on talking about EXP. I forgot to talk about magic find. Yes, all right, magic YouTube cut, because I realized I forgot to talk about this. Yeah, so big thing with trick-or-treat bag farming. The drops are affected by magic find. So what does that mean? It means that you need to stack giga magic find. The good news here is that there's a lot of overlap. So all of like the various boosters that you can kind of use and all that kind of stuff, just slap them all on. In addition to that, you can also have certain types of food. I just realized I forgot to talk about foods too. Damn, I'm gonna have to do a lot of cuts here. Or I can just do this, that's fine too. But foods, I would recommend, first things first is that there's 2 things. There's food and there's utility. So for the utility, I recommend something like this. So there are certain enhancements, so it looks like a wrench, where it actually gives you 15% experience from kills instead of the default 10. So if you look at these other enhancements that I'm mousing over, you can see that it says plus 10% experience from kills. This one is 15%, so that's really good. You should take that one. The other one that I would recommend is the Berry bars. This is because it will increase magic find and experience gain. So it doesn't show it on the feed, so I can like Google it here really quick. Berry. I say Google, but BLTC it really quick. So Berry bars, as you can see, it gives you experience and magic find. So this is really good. If you have a commander that's really nice, they'll often put out a feast, and everybody can interact with that feast for 5 minutes, and you can keep on refreshing it during that 5 minutes. So that's also really good. Yeah, that's Anything else?